Afternoon, everybody. This is a brand new planter box that I built 2 days ago out of reclaimed decking lumber. We tore off my friend's porch, and he gave me the lumber, and I put it together. It made me a 2 foot by 7 foot planter box. We're probably going to do some carrots in it. So what you see back there are bags of composted leaves, and here's some good compost that we've had in this bed here for about five or 6 years. We've got some low nitrogen starter fertilizer, organic. I've got some bone meal. I've got some Epsom salt for the magnesium. And I'm mixing my compost. I do a layer of leaves on the bottom, a whole bag, and then I'll do about a 2-inch layer of this nice rich compost, and I'll take these sticks out of it, and then I'll do a layer of this nice soft fluffy pro mix. That way we don't have a real heavy mix, because carrots, they don't like a real heavy mix. The carrots will fork and grow odd shapes. So we're going to do some Danvers 126 carrot seeds in this box this year. It's about 50 degrees today, but we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow, so I wanted to go ahead and get everything put together, and then I'll cover it. I have some storm doors, and I'll lay a storm door on it so the snow and the rain won't compact the soil. But I just kind of wanted to show you, we layer this like a lasagna, so I want to go a little more thicker with the compost here. Take out all this sticks and debris, and I'll just go through here and shake it all out like that, and you'll see these big pieces of stick. We'll toss them out back there and let them go ahead and compost on down. And I'll just go through here and put about 2 inches. The box is actually about 11 inches deep. So the Danvers 126 carrots, they get about 8 inches, 9 inches, so that should be plenty. I took a bunch of old eggshells that we saved and put in the bottom, broke them up for some calcium. I'm trying to stay as organic as I can. That's what we do to try to get the best out of our food. And carrots, I've got a low nitrogen fertilizer here. It's 364. Carrots don't like a lot of nitrogen. That they do for the tops, but to get the root you need a lot of phosphorus, and that's why we're using the bone meal. What I'll do is, as I've layered it, as I do about 2 or 3 layers of each, then I'll do a couple of handfuls of bone meal in there and layer it just like a lasagna. And as those tap roots grow down of the carrot, they'll grow down in that phosphorus. Now, I haven't put any of this starter fertilizer in it yet. I'll wait till about the top 2 inches of soil, because this has got the nitrogen in it. When I get to the top of this box, that's when I'm going to add this nice fertilizer with the nitrogen. It's organic too. And what that'll do is that'll get a good start on those tops, carrot tops. That'll get us going real early and green them up. And then once the roots start growing down, they'll hit that bone meal and that magnesium and those eggshells, and the compost has probably got a little nitrogen in it. It's full of earthworms. So we've done about 2 inches of that, and then we'll go back through here and I'll do about 2 inches of this. This is nice. It's got peat moss. You can see these little white balls in it. That's your perlite, and it makes it nice and light and airy. It's got a little bit of fertilizer in it. And this Pro Mix, it has mycorrhiza. It's a, let's see, it's made to grow bigger plants through helping the root structure of the plants. So just a little bit of additional stuff in there to help with this with these carrots. Now see, stuff like this, I'll take these big pieces out because we don't want the carrot roots to hit something real heavy and hard, because I've grown them in the ground before. We have heavy clay soil here, and growing them in the ground, unless you really aerate your soil or use a certain type of carrot, they like to fork and twist and just don't look that good. And it's hard to peel them. So then I'll go ahead and level this thing out. Take out these big sticks. Hopefully this year, if the carrot seeds do well, we'll get some nice carrots out of this. Here's another little sprinkle of bone meal. Show you that. We sprinkle that bone meal in there. And actually, when I dug the dirt up to level off this box, that's where we got a lot of our compost from. We cut down an old pine tree here last year. That's what you see behind the tarps here. And this was the old pine bark mulch that had, and I used it as a planter bed for my strawberries. So I've been adding mulch for about 6-8 years down through here, and it all broke down to this nice rich dirt here. And you can see, now it's got some sticks and it's got a little bit of clay in it, but it's still nice and rich and dark. And then we'll just go across there. I'll finish this bucket up. You can see how dark and rich that is. That's really nice stuff. And it's got some sawdust in it from where we had the tree cut. So we'll just do another layer of this on top of that until we finish up this box and get it all full. And like I say, we're getting ready to get some snow tomorrow. I think about 2 inches. Going to turn off cold for a few more days. And then we're going to get back up into the 60s, which is unheard of for March here in Indiana. This is getting us a good start. I got to take advantage of the weather when it's good to go ahead and get my stuff done. Because usually when the weather breaks, it starts getting nice out when I got to go back to work. So I gotta take advantage of it, the time that I have, and go ahead and get this stuff done early in the season. Then I don't have to fool with it. It's already made. Like I said, we had a few nice days, and I was able to put this box together. Total, I'm gonna paint the outside black. Get me some nice black paint like I've done my other planter boxes. But total in this box, these are 6-inch wide by 1-inch decking boards, pressure treated, and it's newer pressure treated lumber, so I don't have to worry about none of the toxic stuff in it. And I bought a, it was given to me for my time help tearing down the porch, taking off the old decking boards and helping to replace the new ones. I did have to pull the nails, but that's okay, and the screws. And the lumber's free. And I've got $5 in a box of screws. So $5 in this 2-foot by 7-foot planter box. When lumber's outrageous now with everything going on and the prices of everything being so high, you got to kind of save your money where you can. So we don't have any money in the box other than the screws and the paint. So we'll probably get out for $10, maybe 15 if I buy good paint. So this is how we do it. when it gets a little warmer here in a few more weeks, when it gets a little warmer and it's time to plant the carrots, I'll show you how I plant the carrots. So I'm just going to continue on with our compost and our Pro Mix. And when I get to the last layer, the top inch, I've got another bale of Pro Mix in there. If I use all that up, I'm gonna add this fertilizer to it. It makes no sense to put the fertilizer way down in the bottom when I'm trying to get the nitrogen to the tops. So we'll save this for last, and that'll be the last thing we add into it. Maybe go ahead and get this as thick as that other was. So there you go. If you're on a budget, you can do this. That bale of Pro Mix was $15. The compost was free because we've been working here for planting here and adding composted mulch and soil for 5 to 8 years, I'd say. You can see how nice this soil is and rich and light and airy. So for less than 20 bucks, it's a 2-foot by 7-foot box. I see them at the stores. If you were to buy something like this, plastic that won't last any time, you pay up to $100 in the store. So the lumber was free, bought the screws, bought the Pro Mix, we had the compost, we had the bags of leaves that are composting down. Now, later on in the fall, or in the summer, these leaves will be moved over to another compost pile, and that's where we'll plant our sweet potatoes. I'll do a video on that too when we get ready to put our sweet potato slips in. So there you go. Just a little video on how to get you a free planter box. In our neighborhood, we have once a month, at the end of the month, there's a heavy trash pickup. I'm in the city, and a lot of people put lumber out at the curb. I've got boxes over there that lasted me 5 years that I built out of free lumber at the curb, and all I had to do was paint it and buy some screws for it. So if you're on a budget and you know somebody that needs to redeck their deck, tell them you'll help them out for the lumber, or look around in your neighborhood at the curb, or get on Craigslist. A lot of times they'll give free lumber. I've seen, you may have to drive, I've seen truckloads of free old decking lumber that people just want to get it out of their yard so they can put their new deck in. So there's an idea for you. And it's cheap, it's easy, your cost is in the soil, and a little bit of nutrients. I think this was $6, but I'm only going to use a quarter of that bag. And this was $5, and I'm only going to use probably a cup out of this. And the carrot seeds were $3, so probably around 20, 25 bucks. And we'll be able to grow two boxfuls of carrots. So there you go. Thanks for watching.